Hey guys, Danny from TCG Cubing here, and today I'll be doing a tutorial on how to solve your 4x4x4 Rubik's Cube. So, today this will be part 1 as you saw in the title, and there will be multiple parts. I'm not sure how many yet because I'm just starting to make this. So, I will make a playlist for how to solve a 4x4, so you can always check out that playlist in the description. And yeah, so let's get started. So, what the most used method is the reduction method, and that's reducing the 4x4 into a 3x3 and then solving it like a 3x3. So the way you do that is at the beginning all the pieces are scrambled up, so like almost none of them are really matching in the correct way. So what you want to do is you want to make centers just like a 3x3. You have to make sure they're the same like color order as a 3x3, otherwise if you switch this one and this one, you're going to have to switch them back later, and you'll see what I mean if you're still kind of confused with it. And then after you make the centers, you pair up the edges, so it's like two of the edges here, and then you just pair them up, and then after you pair up all the edges, it's pretty much a 3x3. It just looks a little different, and then you solve it like that. So I am going to scramble my cube, and we'll get started. So the first thing that you want to do, like I said, is to make your centers. So first you're going to look for a 2x1 block that looks like this. So you just look around. And if you don't, you can just make your own 2x1 block. So that's just by simply matching up pieces. So let's say it's something like this. You can just match up the pieces like that. Or if it's something like, if it's like this, you can't really match it up there. You just move this over and you match it up like that. So just get used to matching up pieces. So, and then you get this 2x1 block. So you're going to find the other two pieces that go in here, and these are center pieces. So you want to look for pieces inside there, and here it is. So you want to put these two together. So what you want to do is you want to make them on faces next to each other. So if I move this over here, it'll just move the other edge piece or center piece to the back. So what you want to do is you want to bring it down to another layer and then move that layer, which isn't the same as this layer. So now they're both next to each other, like this. And the way to put them together is to just move this one over and match them together, because if you didn't do that, you would just have them right there, and that's not really what you want. So you just move it over and match it together. And if you're not really that good at this, it's not really that hard. You just need to practice a bit, and then it'll become really easy. It's like it'll become the easiest thing ever. So pretty much just what you do is you get them next to each other, and then you move the faces in any way for if you want to just move it so you can match them together and put them like that. So if you have one on the bottom side, and it's kind of like that, they're both next to each other, so you can just like turn it around and do the same thing. But you have to make sure that this isn't in the way. So you want to just keep this there, but then if this was like up there, then you wanted to match these together and move this all the way back there. And sometimes in certain cases, if you did that, it would break up this. So like if you did that, you pair this up, but then you just end up breaking that. So you want to make sure that none of it is in the way. None of this is in the way, since you don't want to break that up. And you can move this down and make the 2x1 block. And then you just put this in, just match it together like that. So it could be like this, or like that, or like that. Just move it until you get in there. So next thing you want to do is make the opposite center from what you did. So this is yellow. So yellow on a 3x3, opposite is white. We're going to make the white center now. So I already see this 2x1 block, but we want this 2x1 block to be up here. So we'll just leave that there for now, but we always want a 2x1 block on the top. So you can just learn this. Like, this is probably going to be the easiest algorithm you'll ever learn in cubing, just to help you make centers. So once you get a 2x1 block, you're going to just bring it up with either an LW or an RW, depending on which side it's on. And then you're going to just do L or RW, U2, and then L, W. So after you do that, you can see that this whole thing is on the top, and you're just going to make your other center as normal, just like before. You move it around and until you get it, and then you're going to put this under the 2x1 block. Like just put the 2x1 blocks aligned together in the same layer, and do that algorithm again, and then you'll see it's matched. So some cases that people get sometimes is when it's like this. So you have like a 2x1 block up here and right here, but then one of the pieces is kind of like not really a 2x1 block. So you want to get them together, but you can't really just like move it there. And you kind of want it to, you're used to having it both like on this middle layer right here. But what you can do is just think of it like sideways. Well, I don't like to hold it sideways. Just kind of think of it like you're holding it sideways. And then you just want to pair this and this up like normal. So you're just going to move this over here so you can pair them up. But then you ruin this and this in the back. So you're just going to take this out of the way from this layer so you can move this layer back here, and you have this 2x1 block there. So after you do that, you can just do what I already taught you to do, is put it in with that really simple algorithm. So let's say we want to build the blue, so we're just going to make it like we normally have. Just find two of the center pieces and move them so you can match them up like that. And then after that, look for the next two. So they're both right here. So we're just going to move it like we usually do and then match them up. And you can like try a couple times, see which ways will work. And then we figure out this way works. But then we destroy this thing. So after we match these two up, we want to just move this out of the way of this layer because that's where this is, and we want to put this back. So after we move it out of the way, we can put this back, and then we have this 2x1 and this 2x1. So we can just do that and then match them together like this. So now after making the first three centers, you're going to be using the LW or the RWU2 algorithm a lot because you don't want to destroy the other centers. So let's say you have a center built already like this. It's not in the right place. It's supposed to be right here. And I know that because I just memorized the color scheme. So it's really good to memorize your color scheme when speed solving 4x4. So this is supposed to be over here. So let's say we want to transport this whole thing to right here. We can just move this up here first. So just use that one algorithm. And then move this up here with it. And remember that they both have to be aligned before you use the algorithm. So you just do that, and it's like that. And you still have this center, this center, this center, and this center. So this is a really easy case for the last two centers. All you have to do is just use the algorithm, the really easy one that I told you, and just do it there. And you have to make sure you have the right color scheme because this isn't correct. Red cannot be next to orange. So to switch them around if you have to is just do the same thing, and then you have them switched around. So now you have all the centers, and I'm going to cover a few cases that might be a bit confusing. So the first case we have that might be a bit confusing is this one. So as you can see, it's like we need this to be over here and this to be over there. So what we can do is I like to hold the center I'm building on the top face and then just the rest on the bottom face. So I imagine that I'm going to make the green center. So that's how I just imagine it. So what you want to do is you want to align this with this. So it's like 2x1 block here and a 2x1 block there. And then you just want to bring this one over to here. So when you bring it down, it'll match this. So we're going to bring it over there and match it like that. And as you can see, we have all the centers done. So if you get a case like this, where there's a 2x1 block here, 2x1 block here, and then it's kind of like a checkered pattern right here, all you want to do is you want to align one of these colors. So I'm going to choose orange. So you want to align one of these colors. You want this to be right here and this to be right there. So you want to make sure that you just want to like take out this to over here, because if you take it off to this side, you'll be messing with the red center, and you don't want to be doing that. So you can mess with this unfinished center since it doesn't really matter that much. So what you want to do is you just want to bring this over here, so you don't bring the red center over there, and you want to bring it down to here. And now that this is there, you can move this over to here. So when you bring this back, it'll match right there, and you'll still have this. And also, this will match too. So when you bring that down, as you can see, we have the 2x1 blocks. And then all we have to do is do that little algorithm, and then you're done. So that was pretty much it for part 1. If you're still confused, it'll come pretty quick. It's pretty easy for centers after you practice a lot. So what I recommend doing is just like solve your centers, then scramble them up, and then solve them again, and then you'll get it. So yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoyed or if this helped, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content such as the next part, where I will be teaching edge pairing. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.